What's up? What's going on, fam? Appreciate y'all checking in the Mansphere. Today we got a video for y'all. We're gonna get a reaction video. It's Myron. Allegedly he's supposed to be kicking them out, and I think it's kind of funny when he kicks them out. So let's get into it.
Do you think queer women are like attractive?
Queer? What do you mean queer? There's a lot of that career.
Yeah.
Like money making career
Yeah.
bitches.
Are they attractive?
Do I think they're attractive?
men.
Humbled one, yes.
But are they humble though if they've built themselves
No,
up
they
to
ain't
get
really
a career?
humble, to be honest with you. So that I ain't that bitch. She better eat my. I'll tell you that much. I don't think
Whose man's is this, bro?
Who man?
Whose man's is this?
Yeah, I gotta ask. Are you under the influence of any drugs or anything?
No,
Are you drunk?
I have been drinking Hennessy. I have
Hennessy?
just Hennessy.
You're high on life, huh?
Always.
Okay.
Always.
Okay, we got some more chats here. Oh, you want to go into this some more? Oh my goodness. This panel's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, I guess the thing is, yeah, girls will waste your time if you
let
don't
them.
properly.
All right, we got two black chicks on the panel. They like to single them out and see if they act like your stereotypical ratchet black chicks. Hopefully they don't. Let's see if they do.
Vet them and get rid of them if they're wasting your time. Because, I mean, there should never be a situation where this is my thing. You should never be dating a girl on her terms.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Because when you date a girl on her terms, she'll do dumb shit, make you wait forever, 3 weeks, maybe. She doesn't like you that much, and you're able to add some kind of value that she's like, okay, I'll go out with this guy because he gets me in the clubs. Like, women are very good at picking out like what the guy offers in value, and then like segregating him to that value only. Okay, this guy gets me in clubs, so I'm gonna dangle the carrot a little bit so he can get me in the clubs. This guy pays for really fancy steak dinners that I could take pictures of this nice steak spot. I'm gonna put him in that little thing. Women compartmentalize men into situations that benefit them. And I think as the guy, it's your job to identify, am I being compartmentalized? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this girl, because if you're not getting her best, then you got to throw her to the rest.
Yep.
Because women are very evil individuals when they put you in a compartmentalized situation, because they're getting what they want from you, but you're not getting anything in return. And then they have the audacity to think, well, you're being around me, as if they're special, or they bring something to the table. And I'll be honest with you.
All right, before he says what he's going to say, I want to add something to this. Usually men are so busy being providers and showing women what they have. I think it's very important for you, maybe pay for the first date, possibly the second, right? It doesn't need to be really expensive, right? Or expensive at all. It's a good character test. But see what she's gonna bring you, right? If not after the first, well, most definitely after the first date. She should be bringing you something. If you really like her, you can wait after the second. But if she shows no interest in what she's bringing to you, it doesn't have to be sex. These guys like to preach about like sex, whatever case it is, right? Long as she's bringing you something of value, and I'm not talking about some insight or her time, because that's BS, right? She needs to be bringing you something of value, taking initiatives. Let her pay for some dates after you done pay for the other ones. Let her show that she's investing in you. That's how you know if she's using you and if she likes you. Let's get back into it.
I'm just keeping it that. Most women are stupid. If I'm going to be all the way a million, like a lot of y'all are dumb as fuck. And what I mean by this is, I don't mean dumb as fuck as in social awareness. Women are way smarter than men when it comes to social awareness. But when it comes to like having real conversations about real things, about having an intellectual conversation where you're actually able to derive value in conversing with women, what I've realized is typically the more attractive she is, the stupider she is, unfortunately.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long do you think a woman should wait with a man who's only having sex with her to then be moved into like dating territory? How long do you think a woman should have sex with a man before he's willing to like
If she
make that
doesn't get
commitment?
elevated, that's her fault.
What do you mean?
So if a man
But
wants to
same
sleep
thing with a
woman, it's her
man.
fault.
If
Generally, if you taking the women on dates, y'all dating. Now the relationship is where it goes a step further, but If you taking a woman on dates, y'all are dating.
If you
But
want to
if
go out on
Amanda
so many
said-
dates with me, if you don't finish the deal, that's your fault as a man.
It's my job.
So-
It's my job to fuck you. It's your job to retain me after I fuck you.
Well, what if I want you to fuck me? What if I want you to make love to me? What if I want you to talk to me? and
Wait, are you
teach me?
talking
It's a
LCR or are you
woman to
talking like
keep
just
a man.
smashing?
I'm saying it's my job as a man to attain you sexually, and then it's your job as the woman to retain me for a relationship.
So then you think women should fuck on the
How long
first
is
date?
Your job as a
or-
man
It's a
is to
two-way
lead
street.
me.
It's a two-way
It's a
street.
two-way street.
How long
How
do
long
you
do you
think a
stay
woman
up
should
to
wait?
Hold on. What was that?
How long do you think a woman should wait
Wait for what?
How long
to
do you
have sex
stay
with a
up
man
to
that
6?
she's dating?
Men don't really.
Well, it depends. It's on the girl to have critical thinking skills and be able to assess the value of that man. How quickly can he replace her? What's the sexual market value? How many other women does he have? And then come up with some kind of calculation in her mind of what's reasonable for me with this guy. Because let's keep it 1,000. There's some guys that will wait a week. Some guys that will wait 1 date, 2 dates. Some guys will only wait an hour.
Do you think that she should make him wait as long as possible?
Shopify is a platform that helps entrepreneurs.
So I'm going to mute this. But all right, here we go.
It really does depend on the guy.
Okay.
Because every guy is different. And every guy has different tolerance levels
Yeah.
to
I can agree with that. Depending on the guy. Now, and it's also dependent on the girl. Right. So she's not that attractive. She needs to be bringing up something of value. You know what I mean? Putting out very quick, but she's definitely gonna get put into that zone. Here's the hack for women. If you don't want to put out immediately, you have to give the guy something in return. That doesn't mean you invest in him. He's got to be given something. A man with a masculine frame is not going to sit by and just not let the girl not invest anything in him that he's going to take serious. Now, he might dish out whatever case it is, but he's not going to take you serious. A guy in a masculine frame, more like he's just doing that to smash, right? Now, how you make yourself stand out from the crowd with this guy is to give him something of value in return. Every guy is looking to smash, but it's what you offer. And if you're not so easy. See, a lot of these dudes, especially Myron, he just want to smash, right? So it's not if he's smashing quick, but more so you have to not only have a good talk game with men, and it's not a talk game. You have to be of a certain caliber of woman. I'm gonna let them continue because I don't want I want to get into it. I'll continue on later.
female games and shenanigans. Some guys have some tolerance, some guys have no tolerance, and it's up to the woman to figure out where that guy stands in the pecking order and act accordingly. Because you might not have the ability or the leverage to play your games with a certain level of guy where you could have played those games with another individual.
So do you think if a woman sleeps with a man too early, do you think that's a turnoff for men?
It can hurt. It can hurt you. It absolutely can hurt you. And I think that's where the critical thinking comes in with the woman to figure out, okay, this guy is of this caliber. He has this many women. If I do sleep with him, I need to be able to add value. The problem is this: girls go in, they go on a date, or they fuck him or whatever it is, and they don't add no value. They think, I'm pretty. I'm just going to show up, sit on a date.
Boom. He said it. Didn't add any value. This could be something like making him a sandwich, right? Find out what he likes. Oh, let me bring this for you because I know you like this. Find out what he like, what he's into. Hey, I'm gonna take us somewhere. This is what he's into. You take him what he's into, right? If he's like football games or basketball, then you take him to one of them, right? You set yourself outside of the normal women at that point, and you don't have to sleep with them necessarily, but you bring something of value. That's how you move like that. If you really like this dude, and it's really gonna show because most women aren't gonna invest that much time into somebody they don't like.
be boring as fuck, be stupid as fuck, not add to the conversation. And
but what if
that's
that's not you? What if you're a woman who does add to the conversation? What if you're a woman who is capable of having
fantastic.
intelligent discourse?
You're a minority.
Okay, so then in that case,
But most don't.
how long would you wait for a woman like that?
That's
Actually intelligent, can have intellectual discourse with you, and adds value to the time that you are spending together.
How long would I wait? Maybe 1 to 2 dates, but it depends on the girl. Like it changes. You know what I mean? Like it really changes. Like how much value does she really add? How hot is she really? You know what I mean? How like the more I have to tolerate, the less I'm gonna deal with it. You know what I mean? Because I mean, yeah. I mean,
can I ask another question to pivot off of that?
Most girls are dumb, dude. I'm just gonna be honest. Like it just would. I mean, yeah.
I feel the same way about men, so I think we actually have a lot in common.
Right, but okay.
Fair. There are a lot of stupid guys, but women get away with being stupid far longer than men do. Women don't have to be competent. Men do to a degree. It's the successful men that are attractive.
In order to mate with somebody, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well, what if that's not your objective? What if that's not your goal as a woman, to mate and have somebody, have a partner?
No. I'm saying as a man, you have to be competent. As a woman, you don't.
But I'm saying as a woman, if your objective is not to find a mate, then you do have to be competent, correct? Because you got to do it on your own.
If your objective is to find a mate,
No. My objective is not to, hypothetically speaking, not to find a mate.
Okay.
Then
You're
you
going
do have
against
to
your
be
biology
confident.
then. But okay.
Okay, and so is a man who decides not to be with women. You know, there are plenty of men who decide to be single, men who die single.
So there are women that, the career women that are just focused on a career. But the thing about it is, guys know you're sleeping with somebody. And the more women age, the more they're lessening their value on a certain guy, because they know you getting you getting that thing beat. You know what I mean? And for women, it's better to be in a relationship because it preserves your value than it is to be single for men. So the older you are, and let's say you got a career and stuff like that, but you're single, you have kids, you know what I mean? The kids kind of can be a plus, but if you get too old, it's like, you should have been having kids already. But it's the type of temperament. And once a woman, it's about happiness with women, right? And once you experience so many things, you're not going to be fulfilled, right? If you don't share this with a person, you can enjoy things by yourself, but it means more when you share it with somebody that you actually care and love. And you forego that when you're chasing after the bag or whatever case it is. And the bag is good for a lot of things. However, you want happiness. And a lot of people chase after monetary pleasures, and they keep chasing because they can't find happiness in those monetary pleasures. So they eventually go to the point of, hey, I want to have kids, and whatever case it is. And there's nothing more pathetic than a woman that's go to a sperm bank. There's nothing more pathetic than that. Because you hear a woman saying, a man is the easiest thing to get. So if you got to go that route, however, once you experience certain things, you forego you don't leave space for somebody to come and make you happy. And I know there's a thing that says, happiness resides within. There's a portion of that's true, but the other side of that is also other people can make you happy as well. It's two sides to that coin. And a lot of times they forgo that. All right, let's get back into it.
The difference is that men create excess resources and success, so they're attractive to women, right? Like a man can go ahead and mate later on in life. Matter of fact, men don't get their value until later on in life. Women are on a time clock, though. Like if you don't mate at your peak, you fucked.
But what if that's not my goal? What if my goal is to make money and support myself?
I would argue that's a misled goal.
Oh, well, that's a personal opinion. I think too. How would that be misled if my ability to, my potential, my earning potential, my resource potential is such a short time period? Then why would I invest all of my time and energy into being valuable for only that short amount of time when I could take that energy and invest it into being confident and a long-term earner for myself?
Let's go. Okay, how about this? Let's go into deductive problem solving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
What are human beings put on earth to do?
That's a very personal, spiritual question.
In general, what are human beings put on earth to do? Outside.
Be fruitful and multiply. And when women do this, they're trying to consciously derail the question to prevent the truth, right? To prevent from not looking bad. Be fruitful and multiply. You got here from people making people, and you're a person, and once you get with more, one more person, y'all are people, and y'all are to make more people.
Of spirituality and all the other cucamonga junga stuff that people have.
Pay bills and die.
Okay, that's your answer. Pay bills and die. What about you? What do you think? What are human beings put on earth to do?
To reproduce.
Okay. What about you? What do you think?
Reproduce.
I said the same.
Reproduce.
Reproduce.
Okay. What's your answer now?
I would say add to humanity.
Okay.
Add to humanity
The answer is to
culturally,
reproduce.
artistically.
The
I mean,
answer is
I
to
would say that's
reproduce.
what animals are put on earth to do. I'm not reducing myself to that standard. I also think that overpopulation is a real issue. So
okay,
if I was to guess who is going to be kicked off, it is going to be the black lady on the left and I don't know if she's white, but she looks white. She could be Spanish or something. But the lady that's talking right now to the right. That'd be my two guesses. Let's see if I'm right.
Outside of that opinion, the reality is the fact is human beings are put on earth to reproduce.
but what if reproduction becomes not optimal for just humanity as a whole? What if reproduction is actually hurting
There
us
is enough
as
land
humanity?
mass for us to house more people. Just resources would be on some level an issue. However, we can handle it.
I mean, the statistics don't look good. I mean, in terms of our food production, agriculturally, we already are struggling to feed the people that are on earth as it is. So
Okay. Modern conventions don't necessarily align with hardwired biological traits.
So then at that point, should
Let me
we
give
not
you an example.
reconsider?
You're a
our
successful, strong woman,
objectives?
correct? Make your money?
Yeah.
Would you prefer a man that's taller than you?
Yeah.
Would you prefer a man that's stronger than you physically?
Yeah.
Would you prefer a man that earns more money than you?
Yeah.
Would you prefer a man that's smarter than you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that these wants that you have are hardwired into you?
No.
They are.
I would say
That's
no
where
because
you're wrong.
I've
Stop.
All right.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
That is what women are attracted to. Every other female here at the table wants that as well. This goes into the fallacy that I talk about, that women think that they're special. What you're attracted to is universal across all different demographics, all different religions, etc. In general, women want a man who's better than them in every regard. This is what I mean. And think about this. We live in a very safe world, right? Police, the military, etc. You make your own money. You can provide your own security. You can provide all the things that a man can provide to you, correct? But why do you still want a man that's better than you in every regard?
Well, I mean, may I ask a question conversely?
Please answer the question.
Okay.
Even though you have all you see where I'm going here.
Yeah, but I would say that you're talking about preferences, right? That is not ultimately what you make your decisions based on. You don't make your decisions based on preferences. You make it based on experience, right? And so
Those
what if you have two
preferences-
women, one of them's more beautiful, but the other one you think is going to be a better wife and a mother? So which one are you going to choose to mate with?
Men and women have different preferences. You just
So what
deflected
would
what I'm
your-
trying to say.
Okay.
See, let's not get this. What I'm simply saying here, right?
Mhm.
Because you made the argument of oh, the world population, overpopulation, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
right? Going back to that,
Mm-hmm.
modern conventions don't change biological hardwiring. You have security, you have police, you don't need a man, you make your own money, you're successful, etc. You have your own degree, yet you still want a man that's better than you.
Modern
Let's-
conventions 100% alter your primal instincts.
No, they do
yes,
not.
they do. You can't just go out
No,
and
they
murder
do not.
somebody
You
because
just
they piss
literally
you off.
contradicted yourself.
No.
They do not, because I literally asked you, if given the option in your preferences, you still
Yeah.
wanted a man from a hardwiring primal perspective to be better than you in every regard, despite the fact that you have security, lighting, power, everything, all the modern conveniences where you effectively do not need a man. However, if given to your own devices, what do? You want a man who's better than you in every regard. That's what I mean when I say it always comes back to your primal instincts.
I don't equate being taller or physically stronger than me as being better than me.
What?
By definition, it is better than you.
No, it's not.
What?
Because I can provide something that you can't. You want children,
Holy
right?
shit.
That's
But you
so
want
She said you want children. So you can't say something that one of the other opposite sexes can't do. Strength, both of them have strength, and height, whatever case it is. But one physically cannot have a baby. We can put a baby in you, but one physically cannot put a baby in you. So that is a low IQ, low task, and disingenuous argument she's making. It's not even an argument, right? It's low tier.
we're talking about those are your
But attributes that are on you, not action from you. So it's on you.
okay.
So,
So,
by definition, if I'm taller, bigger than you, I'm better than you.
better than me at what?
he could protect
Protecting
you.
you.
Yo,
Protection.
when I went
What the
through the
fuck?
entire list, I said competence, confidence, height, strength,
No, I
etc.
didn't say you
Wait,
didn't
how
say
tall are you?
confidence.
I did say
No,
competence.
you didn't. I didn't
Wait,
say. I would want somebody more
Hey,
confident.
Myron, how tall are you?
I'm 6'3", but that's irrelevant.
I know,
like
but I'm
biologically
5'1", so
women
therefore you're
want-
not better than me, bro.
Biologically, women.
By your
want
logic, like you're
men.
saying that he's like, you compare us both. If we're to duke it out, he's gonna pummel my ass.
I mean,
That's- you
yeah,
know what I
but
mean?
that's. I don't.
Okay, so the whole, you want to say it's not necessarily genealogy, but it could be genealogy. I think it's more like anatomy or biology, right? It's a reason why men are bigger than women, right? And it's a reason why for centuries society has been mainly patriarchal. For women to say that is moot, that is definitely a disingenuous claim. Because we are very benevolent to women, right? Care a lot about them, as we should. Now, we understand their fragility. But in contrast, they don't quite understand our superiority, right? In different facets. Now, that doesn't mean in all and every and everyone. No. But it goes for the general composition. You could not exude nothing. Everything at its bare resolves to physical. So you couldn't exert nothing, right, without that physicality. Now, as long as that's not present, there's other things that's able to be played. But that is what makes the strongest survive. Survival of the fittest. That is literally what that is. And you have to acknowledge that. It's very wise to not acknowledge that. If you do not acknowledge that, then you're in delusion. You're just not in reality.
I think that necessarily means better. I think that's a really generalized term.
Well,
Yo,
Stronger
this is-
could be my. Yeah, 100%.
Yo, this is crazy. Yo,
So-
Love you.
look. I need you to apply some critical thinking skills and get out of your feelings for 2 seconds. On paper, everything I described in a man, you want to be better than yourself. He must exceed you in every attribute that I
I
just
didn't
mentioned.
say that's a must. I didn't say that's a necessity.
But it's
You
to
said
be a
preferences.
caretaker.
Yes.
Would you
those-
like a woman who makes more money than you? Or do you want a
No.
woman who makes less money than
No.
you?
I-
And
that's
do you
the
want a woman who's
difference.
hotter than you?
What the
Do you want a woman who
The beauty has
is
nothing to
Look,
do with
look,
that.
look,
but you're talking about physical standards, right?
Yeah, but the
So
beauty
the taller, stronger, beautiful.
Here.
beauty
we're
is
against
digre-
strength
we're
is
digressing
different.
from this. We're digressing from this. This all started, right? Because you said, I asked you first, why are human beings put on Earth? All the other girls
To reproduce.
understand that it's to reproduce.
I think that's an oversimplification.
You're saying that it's not. I'm
Yeah.
telling you that it is. Because what I'm saying is that you think, well, no, it's not to reproduce because the world is changing. There's too many people anyway, blah, blah, blah. And my argument to that is primal urges override modern conventions.
If that was
And
true,
I use the
then there would-
example, stop interrupting. I use the example that your attraction triggers are primal. You want a man that's better than you, despite the fact that you have all the security, all the ability to fend for yourself, etc., but you still want a man better than you. Why is that? Because primal urges always outweigh modern conventions. So that was to defeat your argument that Oh, but the world's being overpopulated. That's irrelevant because human beings are still put on Earth to reproduce. Now, let me continue on before you try to divert the conversation. We're staying very focused here.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Human beings are put on Earth to procreate. Period. There's a reason why when you're injured, you have these mechanisms to recover, etc. There's a reason why the male sex urge is so strong. There's a reason why once a woman hits a certain age, she starts to get baby rabies. These are naturally put in us because it's to continue the lineage, continue the human race. That's what we're put on Earth to do. Period. That's not up for debate. That's what human beings are here to do, create offspring. Now, with that said, now that we've established that human beings are put here to create offspring, okay, what will increase a woman's likelihood of mating?
I mean, I don't agree with your initial statement.
You don't have to agree with a fact, but that is a fact.
Can I?
Because you said modern convention does not outweigh primal urges, then how is law and order exist at all? Why are there people who are gay? Why are there people who literally are not attracted to, cannot get it up for a woman?
Yeah, but those are still the minority.
That's a gross. The homosexual population is like 1 or 2%. I'm talking about the overwhelming majority. Listen. You're trying to take away what I'm saying. This is
her argument is moot because he's talking about primitive and natural instincts, and homosexuals go against the natural, the neutrality in that. It is something that's not natural. You will not procreate if you're a homosexual. It goes against the nature's law.
Right. Human beings are put on Earth to procreate. That's how it's been since the beginning of time.
Then why are there so many humans that don't procreate?
Because they can't.
They're still a minority. Can I tell you something that happened
women,
to me when I was
hold on. Like 80-90% of women
and are still happy. They're still fulfilled human beings, and they don't have to procreate.
Okay, look. Women.
I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but usually those people that do not have a child, a lot of times they'll have animals, so they still have that instinct, but they'll put it off to animals instead of having a child, or until they have a child. But that's generally the replacement. They're usually putting it in somewhere else. But that trait is still present. And sometimes they put it into their job, but that trait is still present. It just, they put it into different places.
80-90% of women since the beginning of time have procreated. About 40% of men have.
Okay. So?
What I'm saying is that men don't have the same ability to procreate, but they want to procreate. There's a reason why the male sex urge is so strong and baby rabies is a real thing for women.
And so what is the point you're trying to draw from that?
That human beings are put on Earth to procreate.
I just still disagree.
You don't have to disagree, but you don't have to
because
agree with
there are human beings that exist on Earth and are still fulfilled human beings that do not procreate.
Still the minority.
That's the minority.
Generally.
That's the minority. Most women.
You can't just
I'm just trying to tell you, I'm 32 years
and
old. 2 years ago, I didn't want to have kids. I didn't want to have.
Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Listen, I don't understand why women try to argue for a very small amount of people, or a portion, or a percentage. Like, they're to be considered the rule. They are not the rule. There's always exceptions. It doesn't mean that they are the rule. They are the majority. They are the most. It is comical.
Have kids. Two years ago, I started to want to have kids.
But there's even
my entire life I
want to
didn't
have kids.
That's what I'm trying to say. My entire life I did not want to have children. 30 hit. Baby rabies is a real thing. I didn't know I was gonna have it, and now I have it. Now I'm like,
this is what I mean.
So, and I don't say this to just give him kudos. I'm saying this because I love and adore you, and you don't realize yet that what he's saying, he's trying to put you on. He's not trying to hurt you or attack you or condemn you. He's trying to get you to open your eyes, because us women, like she said earlier, we have so many emotions. We can't see clearly, and we can't self-regulate our emotions. We actually look at men to try and make us feel a type of way. That's why we fall for stupid shit. But if you actually self-regulate your emotions, you'll understand what he's saying. Baby rabies is a real thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was going to look at it. Now I see babies. I'm like, oh, baby.
Yeah, I mean, got studied.
Like, it's terrible.
I also think that wanting to be a mother is something very different from wanting to procreate.
No,
you can still be a mother. You can adopt children.
Yeah, but it's still
like,
procreate. That's
not procreating.
If I can't have children and I adopt, that's still procreating. Just because I can't.
The motherly instinct comes from the process of procreation. Adopting children is a modern adaptation to the need to procreate when a woman does not have the ability to facilitate herself. If a woman was given two options, your own child or adopting, 99% of women would prefer their own child. Please exercise some critical thinking. Human beings are put on the earth to procreate. That's a fact, okay? That's a fact. Now, I don't care what you agree with or what you don't.
Go ahead.
That's a fact. That's biology. That's human beings, period, okay? Now, two different things, right? What do women need to do to procreate?
Have sex.
No. But besides that, what increases their chances of procreating?
Flirt.
Makeup.
Talk to man.
Looking pretty.
Kiss.
Be attractive, correct? Would it be fair to say that a woman's primary agency is her beauty? You said this earlier.
You're right.
Right?
I'd say culturally, that's what we are learned to equate our value to. Yes.
Okay, so the answer is yes.
Yes.
Now, what does a man need to do to procreate?
Be a man.
Have status.
Have sex.
Have status.
No,
have
be a
money.
man. Spartan,
Be able
you
to
know,
come. Have potent sperm.
No, it is.
Don't put your laptop
You
on
have
your.
to-
On your
No,
lap.
it's
Don't make your count go
creating
down.
excess resources, being strong,
Yeah.
being a leader of men,
Yeah.
being dominant, being aggressive, being able to protect yet still provide. Being able to procreate for a man, you need to have a bunch of things in place. Correct?
I know a lot of baby daddies who have none of that in place.
Well, we ain't talking about
Okay.
the
But those are
daddies.
women
We
who
talking
fell
about
for
men
men's
in
lies.
general.
The women think that the guys have it there.
For the optimal situation, he needs to have things in place to get the best woman for him.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a
Fast forward.
You do realize, right, that we live in the United States, right?
Last time I checked.
Yes. So what if I said, what if you said world hunger exists? And I said, no, it doesn't, because I know everyone I know eats food. Would I sound stupid?
And what are you trying to equate that to? That I
To your
said?
statement that you just made now. I know a bunch of baby daddies that fuck. That does not change. That does not refute the fact. Just because your friends eat around you does not mean that world hunger does not necessarily exist. In other words, the world is much bigger than your own personal experiences or people that you know anecdotally.
Okay, so let's talk statistically. Let's talk about statistically how many men
Well, I'm trying
are
to get
low
there.
income men. You know, actually, it's actually much more common for men who are of low income status to have multiple children.
It's
with
from the
multiple
day.
different women.
Like in Africa, when they have
I mean, in
multiple
America,
wives
like
and-
everywhere.
You're missing the point, and you're diverting the conversation into a nonsensical
No, because
portion.
you're saying that's what a man needs to be able to procreate is to have money, success, confidence. No, because there's lots of men who are
It
literally the
increases-
lowest income
look,
bracket
Myron,
who
what
have
percentage of
multiple
women
children
came
with
from
multiple
men?
women.
It increases a man's likelihood of mating when he has these things in place, okay? Just like a woman that's attractive is able to increase her likelihood of getting a higher status mate by being more pretty. I'm not saying that ugly women can't mate and loser men can't mate. However, your chances go up significantly the more beautiful you are as a woman and the higher status you are as a man.
So now are we
Period.
talking about mating or
Now,
procreating?
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. Because lots of men procreate with multiple women without ever mating with them, without ever actually
Not
having
lots
a
of men.
relationship.
So select men, and it's one man for multiple women.
Once again, just because contraception exists now does not mean that you're not hardwired to look for certain things in the opposite gender. Contraception is a relatively new thing. But before, right, women had to be more selective. Well, even now, women are still fairly selective on who they have sex with because being pregnant, right, is an invasive thing that's very laborious for a woman. The mating process for a woman has more risks than for a man.
Yeah, but you also some people stand to gain financially from having children, especially women.
Oh God.
I love you.
I
Okay.
love that you stand on your shit.
Let me go. No. She's just dumb. Like, if I'm going to be 100% respectful, she's lacking critical thinking skills.
You're
and
just
she's
mad
arguing
because
to
I've had a
argue.
contradiction to every single thing that you've
No,
said.
no,
An
you-
accurate one,
you-
something that actually has basis.
No. What you've done basically is you say oh, well, let me deflect the argument on something that is a minority, an exception to the rule, or I've experienced myself.
Because you are overgeneralizing. You're generalizing all your statements. That's not critical thinking, bro.
No.
Generalizing all your statements is not critical thinking.
It's absolutely critical thinking because you're able to look outside of your own individual situation and look at how the world really works.
If you're looking outside of your own individual situation, you should be able to say, okay, well, not everybody. I'm not generalizing. There are people who are not like that.
But that's a minority. I'm talking about the world operates on generalities.
Are you a minority?
What does that have to do with the conversation?
I'm just asking, are you a minority?
To be honest.
Yes, I'm a minority.
Okay, so would you appreciate if people completely overlooked you whenever they're making generalized statements?
Randomly talking. What are you saying?
I'm saying, as someone who's a minority, would you stand here quietly while somebody made incredibly generalized statements and that did not include you?
The world operates on generalities.
Not true. The world operates on exceptions.
Yo, she's gonna be kicked out. She's gonna be kicked out. They're gonna kick her out.
Just as much as it does generalities.
But his audience,
that's how the exceptional are created.
But
look, man. If you don't understand that the world operates on generalities, then we can't even have we can't even have a discussion because you're too low IQ to understand how the world really works. The world doesn't work on exceptions. If the world worked on exceptions, there'd be Braille everywhere because, hey, man, blind people.
There is Braille everywhere, you idiot.
No, it's not.
Braille on every single elevator.
It's not every single building. It's not everywhere.
Where's Braille?
Right? And then is it everywhere in the United States? Is it everywhere else in the world?
Go to the elevator.
It's not everywhere.
Down the hallway. The Braille's right there. You know what?
Certain buildings might have it, but not every single building.
You know this on a sidewalk before you.
You have to be a very low tier, low IQ individual to argue for the 0.09% of the U.S. population. And I mean, that's not totally accurate, but I'm just saying, like, why are you even arguing for that? That has no place here. It is extremely low tier.
Hit the crosswalk where it's like bumpy. That's for blind people. It's at every single crosswalk you go to.
But is that everywhere?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's
go to
everywhere.
any crosswalk in the city. They all have it because, yes, the world.
Okay. And he's getting derailed. This is a derailment. She's just trying to derail on everything. And if you don't keep her focus, she will go to each and every derailment. And it'd be hard to get back to your point. You're like, what the hell is my point? So, this is derailment. Myron, get back on task. Get back on task, bro.
That ranks everywhere.
They have to be. If you have a public place, if you have a place of business, it has to be handicap accessible.
It's not everywhere though.
If you have a place of business.
No, it's not.
It has to be a certain square footage and it applied to certain ordinances, but it's not always required, is my point. The world operates on generalities. There's steps. There's not handicap rails everywhere. There's not handicap bathrooms everywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. The world is not made for exceptions to the rule. The world is made for generalities.
I mean, by your definition, chair you're sitting in right now, let's say people are 400 pounds, that's not made for them. Where's their chairs? Generally, it's people that are a certain weight.
Okay, but so to say, like, if I wanted to come here and it was not handicap accessible, I could sue you, right? For being, no?
It's not a public building,
isn't there?
Derailment. She's trying to derail. And she's what Andrew Wilson would say, obfuscating. She's obfuscating. No obfuscation here. Stay on task.
No, you
All right.
would not
Incredible.
be invited at all. I'm like, you're fat. Don't come on to a show. Don't come
Anyway, let me go back because I'm just gonna explain this because I'm gonna finish explaining this and then you can go ahead and make whatever nonsensical argument you want to make. The point I'm trying to make, right, is that human beings are put on earth to procreate. So therefore, since human beings are put on earth to procreate, what increases your chances of procreating for the two genders? As a woman, be more beautiful. As a man, acquire more resources. So it would behoove you to do what's in your best interest to procreate. For a man, acquire more resources. For a woman, be more pretty. Fantastic. Now, here's the thing, right? As a woman, acquiring resources and money, that's cool, but does it necessarily increase your chances of procreating? Not to the same degree as it would for a man acquiring resources and status. Same thing. If I'm a guy and I'm attractive to a degree, I'm handsome, right? And I prioritize that, That's cool, but is it going to increase my chances of procreating at the same level as if I chase resources? No, it won't, because women don't value beauty as much as men value beauty in women. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
A very handsome broke man is the functional equivalent to a very successful woman that isn't that attractive. Both genders don't give a fuck about the other commodity that the other one has because men and women look for different things. So going back to completely bring this full circle, because you're not a critical thinker, you said, I'm going to chase status and money, etc. Fantastic, but it does not help your bottom line of being able to procreate. Now let's go a step
I didn't
further.
say that I was going to chase status and money.
That's
You asked
exactly
if
what
that
you
was
said a
you
second
said
ago.
was that my preference? I said
hold
yes.
on.
That doesn't mean that's what I'm going after and what I'm
That's
chasing.
quite literally what you said,
You
because
said
you
that.
said, I'm getting money so I could create my own security. And I said, cool. However, you have a finite amount of time to do that because you're 29 now, correct?
No.
How old are you? 20 what?
26.
26. Okay. So you have a finite amount of time, right, to find a man when you're at your peak. I would argue at this point, you're beyond your peak. 18 to 24 is what men typically want in women, statistically speaking. That's what they want. Men
What'd
want
you get with an
younger,
18-year-old?
more Stop interrupting.
What'd
Yeah.
you get with an 18-year-old?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh, her derailment skills is crazy. She got ADHD. I'm a guess. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say she got ADHD because she can't stay on task. She just everything he says, she's like looking at the smallest detail about it. It was like, oh, 18. He said 24, but let's go to 18. That's ADHD all day. You need something. You need something.
Why not?
How old are you?
I'm 33. Anyway,
That's not a little weird. I mean, come on, she could be in high school, bro. Let's go.
She's 18. She's the baby.
anyway, so going back to what I was saying, right?
I know.
Besides her trying to shame, because women will gladly date a man that's 20 years older than them and not bat an eye. But then if I say, okay, I'll date a girl that's 15 years younger than me, that's the problem. Anyway, going back to what I was saying. So, so women have a finite amount of time to find a mate when they're at their peak. So what I argue is that chasing resources as a female is counterproductive to being able to find a man, because you make more money, you get more status, and then you ostracize yourself from the very men, right, that you think that you qualify for, because they don't give a fuck about your status or your money.
I don't need a man to procreate. Number one, I can create my own resources and never
You
get
absolutely
married.
do need a man to procreate.
No.
Hence, procreation is two
Ever
individuals.
heard of a test tube baby? Ever heard of lesbians? Like,
Again, a modern convention to solve an old word. What
Wait,
are you doing?
you can't
Why are
just
you
like
taking my chair? That's a modern solution for an old world problem. Like I said before.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that
That's cool. You could come up with that solution, but most normal women want to have a man by their side and have a family with that man. They don't want to have a test tube shoved in their.
I don't know what's wrong with her. I think she's on drugs. She's not even listening to the conversation. She's shaking. Y'all see her leg down there. I mean, this is just. I mean, I'm gonna get back to it, but she's on something.
Vagina have a child artificially without a man there. You cannot apply your nonsensical worldview on a majority of women who would not want that. Most women would not want to chase a career, not want to make a bunch of money, not ostracize themselves out of the sexual marketplace. They want a man that's successful, that could take care of them. That's what they want. And if they have to get a career to do it, they'll do it to a degree. But at the end of the day, we've proven that already. Women will leave the workforce if the man is right. So is it really in a woman's best interest to chase a career and status when the bottom line is to procreate with the highest status man that you can get? No.
But as a
No,
woman
this
in
all flew over your
business,
head because you're dumb. Like it's
All right, if
incredible
you're
to
gonna
me.
call me dumb, I'm gonna stand the fuck up and walk
Get
out.
the fuck out the
All
show.
right, fuck
You are
bitch.
dumb. You are dumb. You are literally.
I
dumb.
knew it. I knew she was gonna be the one. I fucking knew it. I can smell it in the water. I knew it. That bitch. She just wanted. She just wanted. She couldn't. She can't take male authority, and she just tried to fight. That's the need to be right. You need to be right, and she can't right, so she was like, oh, "You offended me. I'll leave." And I love it. I love it. I love it.
We need to go back to telling people that they're dumb.
God damn, it took you like what, 3 hours? for that?
Holy
What, 2 hours?
No, she is dumb. We need to go back to telling women they're dumb.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
I don't know why. Here, you can I don't know what you're doing, adjusting yourself on camera. Just leave. Just leave. Just leave. Don't. Just leave. Just leave.
All right, there you go.
You embarrass yourself in front of 30,000 people.
Yep. Here you go. I don't know what she's trying to do with this mic, but
No, I don't know what she's trying to do either. Can you stop talking, dude? No, I'm not rude as fuck. I just have a low tolerance for stupidity, which you've been exhibiting a bunch of. That's what it is. We need to go back to telling people that they're stupid. You are very low IQ. You don't have critical thinking skills. You've been diverting the arguments.
It's okay. That type of woman, right? She cannot take no she's like, she can't take no instruction from a man, and hold on. Excuse me. So she can't take no instruction from a man. She doesn't like that he's disproving all her points. He's coming out with articulable facts, and she's just trying to find any and every way to disprove him, to start an argument, or to just to make him look bad, right, in a bad light, or whatever case it is, right. So just arguing to argue, pretty much. She ain't just coming with nothing. She ain't no facts. She's not coming with nothing. She's just arguing to argue, right? And he's not going for it. He disproved her, or whatever case it is, and he called her out her BS, right? And then she didn't like that, so she, that she doesn't get told that often. She's like, I'm super offended, and she's still trying to argue her way out of there. This is crazy.
And arguing in bad faith, and I'm calling you out.
He's gonna kick the girl out next to him off GP. That's my guess. Just off GP, he's gonna kick her off, and GP means general purpose.
On it, you're stupid. Okay, that's literally what it is. You are stupid.
That's a great argument, buddy.
I think we've proven that now over the course of a few hours that you are in fact stupid.
Put your shoes on outside.
You are low IQ. That is what it is. We just need to go back to telling people they're dumb.
All right, she's gone.
All right, thank God, man.
It only took 2 hours, right?
Yeah, I mean, dude, arguing in bad faith, whatever. I think, whatever.
Bro,
that was painful.
You did.
Dude, you leave too. Get the fuck out of here, man. Holy shit. Just leave. Just leave.
Yeah,
just leave.
Yeah, just leave.
You're a clown. Just leave.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
She got free picks. Look, this is the first time I seen it. I knew she was gonna get free picks. She been acting weird the whole game, like the whole show. She just been acting weird, like fidgeting and shit, like she's on cracker, like fitting all her. I don't know what the fuck she's on, but yeah, she's been acting weird. So I know he was like, I want her by me. You need to go, because she's been being on some weird shit. I knew she was gonna be. I won. Give me my prize. I won. I know. I just knew it.
Yeah. Incredible.
Oh my God, dude.
Bro.
So yeah, I knew it, man. I knew that was going on. So that's how it turned out. You know what I mean? That woman, she was arguing in bad faith, man. She was just coming up for any and every derailment that she could possibly think of. She was talking, I mean, to the point that she was like, well, handicapped people or blind people are, they're a minority of the population or whatever case it is, but they got things everywhere, so that matters. And it's like, okay, yeah, we got to take, care of the minuscule handicap or blind people population, or handicap, because I think she mentioned those two. She's just grasping for straws at that moment. But yeah, and it was like, yeah, okay, but they're not the rule, and everybody would, concede to that. But that's a special category of people that need assistance. So that is different. But that's, where she was trying to argue. I think if you ask me, that was crack or something. Yeah. I don't know. But it'd be funny to me. We'd be kicking people out. I'm gonna start doing more of those. Just they kick people out. It's so funny. That was a little satisfying more, but I seen another one that was like more satisfying. I'll show y'all. But all right, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm gonna wrap it up from here. And y'all, y'all stay tuned to Mansphere. Appreciate y'all. Love.